Welcome, Scorpio, to your reading for the first half of September, September the 1st to 15th. Today we're doing the 12th house spread. And in your first house, I'm going to pull that card, we have, is the juice worth the squeeze card? Is your energy going into something that's paying off at this stage? And being in your first house of this reading that is connecting to what's typically known as your ascendant. So that's coloring the whole reading and representing self and identity. So there's something about putting in a lot of work. You are a hard worker, Scorpio. Is the energy that's coming back to you worth what you've been doing? What's the clarifier saying about that?
Let's see. Okay, so Scorp, it would suggest that it is. You have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords represents, he's very intelligent, he's very serious, he knows a thing or two, the King of Swords. So in your first house of identity, it's really suggesting that you're coming into your own around, I know what I'm about, I know who I am. And as Em was saying, the energy and effort that you're putting into whatever you're putting into is certainly worth it, says the King of Swords. So, yeah, keep going doing what you're doing, but maybe just, stop to pause and assess from time to time, just to ask
Mm.
yourself that question. Off to a very positive start, Scorp.
Yeah, Scorpio. And the King of Swords is also connected to transformation. There's a butterfly on his throne. And even though he may come across as austere and really commanding, he is come to his position through wisdom. He's not there because of no experience. He's got so much life experience. So you can really trust that if you're ever having that moment of doubt and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is worth it, you can trust in that. You've got all that experience and wisdom to draw from. So in the second house, we have I think this is the Eight of Swords. So in the
So
house of
in the house.
value and resources, we've got this card that represents what is it that's actually trying to emerge, what's trying to come out and be released. There's maybe a sense of self-imposed restrictions. If that is happening, I'm wondering how the clarifier will guide you in opening that up for yourself.
Let's see what you've got here, Scorp. This is interesting.
Mm.
Okay, Scorp. So you have got our friend, the Seven of Wands, in your second house of values and abundance, how you create abundance. So I'm getting the sense that your abundance is going to come through. This is a card of strong conviction. Your abundance is going to come through your self belief, your conviction that I can do this, that this will work out for me. So, yeah, I think self belief is really important for you right now, Scorp.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that the self-imposed restriction comes from a sense of, I don't know if I've got my own back, the lack of conviction. And Scorpio, you're so good at channeling that and being very strong with where you need to be. So again, it sounds like this reading so far is about trusting yourself. In the third house, we have the Five of Wands. I always kind of laugh when I see this card because it's like all these people are trying really hard to tell each other what to do, how to put this tent up, and it's just kind of collapsing. And there's someone wearing polka dots here, so it's about you don't have to take everything so seriously. You've got your conviction in place. In the third house, this is communication and ideas. How can you play with this? How can you have a bit of banter, a bit of fun with your colleagues, with your family, your friends, with yourself? Where can you loosen up a bit and get a bit creative? Let's see what the clarifier
Mhm.
says with that.
Yeah, let's see what we've got jumping out here. So this one, oh, Queen of Cups wanted to jump out for your third house of
Mm.
communication, Scorp. So this is a beautiful cup. It's a beautiful card. Queen of Cups, abundance. She's very much in command of her emotions. So in your third house of communication, with that previous card, that's suggesting some cooperation in communication, and maybe as Em was saying, bringing in some playfulness might really help to get stuff done. The Queen of Cups is also saying bring some emotional balance to your communication. The sense I get with you, Scorp, is that you've done a lot of work and this is now coming through your communication. So it's really going to help with getting things done, putting up that tent, as Em says. So well done, Scorp, your emotional stability and the work you've done to achieve that. It's coming through, it's serving you well.
Yeah, I love that. It's so true. And then in the fourth house, we have the Page of Wands, following your enthusiasm, finding a way to you're checking out what else is there. He's got this feather in his hat and he's had a bit of a geeze around, where he wants to settle in or what he wants to grow next. And being in the fourth house of family, familiarity, closeness, and good friendships, where else are you kind of drawn to, and what could grow that for you in a way that's nourishing and supportive? Is there a friendship or a connection that's tied to home or your already immediate friendship circle that you'd like to explore a bit more, that's bringing some freshness into that circle? Let's see what the clarifier says.
Lovely. So we have another page in your fourth house of family and what's familiar, chosen family,
Hmm.
what feels like home to you. So, Page of Cups is about manifesting a dream and bringing it into reality in your fourth house of family. So, when Em was talking about, the enthusiasm of that last card in your house of family, it might be that your enthusiasm, do you need to break free from old family patterns and follow your own enthusiasm? And is that going to enable you to manifest this dream? This fish that's in the cup. The fish represents the dream that we need to bring down to earth. So your enthusiasm is going to bring through the dream. It could be that your family, your chosen family, is providing the foundation for you to do that, or it could be, and the rest of the reading will clarify, do you need to use that enthusiasm to sort of break free of those traditional family values so you can manifest your dream?
Yeah, that sounds really relevant to the whole reading, actually. And in the fifth house, we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is about group work, group collaboration, working on a project together, good communication. And being in the fifth house is about that creative expression, your identity as well. And how is that coming through at the moment, or how has that been coming through just recently? What I'm getting a sense of is that your work is being recognized and acknowledged. It's forming the foundations, and it's a beautiful foundation of a grand building. So what's the clarifier saying in how that can manifest?
Oh, lovely. Okay, so we've got the Page of Wands. Interesting.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah. So again, it's very similar in that theme of enthusiasm and anything is possible. In your house of creativity, strongly suggests to me this beautiful work of achievement that Em was talking about seems like being in your fifth house of creative expression and all things creative suggests that the work you're bringing through has a strong creative element, and the way to nurture that is to follow it, is to follow that enthusiasm and have this really almost boundless sense of what's possible for you. Really exciting, Scorp.
Great. And in the sixth house, we have another page. Your reading is full of newness. Page of Pentacles is that it's kind of like a dreamy, longing feeling. And the sixth house is house of work, house of service, and health. Where is your eye wandering? Are you considering something new in your workplace? Or is there someone you've got your eye on? Have you been sleuthing? Have you been Facebook stalking someone? But is this about feeling kind of stuck in what you've been doing and you need a fresh start? And this is about also what work you've already been doing and how you can kind of plant the seed and make it grow into something more fruitful than it already is. Let's see what the clarifier says about that too.
Lovely, thanks. And oh, wow, beautiful. We have the Queen of Swords. So the
Hmm.
Queen of Swords is clarity, it's perspective, it's really seeing clearly for the first time in a while. So interesting that this is showing up
Mm.
in your house of work, career, your job, your health. Um, yeah, I get the sense that you're starting to see what is possible for you and how you can grow it, and maybe seeing your way clear to a truer sense of uh, your own particular brand of creative expression. So, what just jumped into my mind then was beating to the Marching to the beat of your own drum. That's the
Oh yeah,
one,
that
Scorp.
expression. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So really
Yeah.
exciting for you. And yeah, like Em was saying, all of these pages, this is very much a new beginning. So this is
Mm.
you're cutting new ground here, Scorp. Really exciting stuff.
Yeah, and I'm looking back over the reading as well, and I noticed that at the beginning with the first house, it's a sense of like self-doubt, like questioning yourself and then feeling kind of hindered by that self-limiting constrictions. And then there's this like conflict in the third house, and then the polka dots emerge, and then suddenly there's all these pages coming through. So I wonder what's going to happen at the end of the reading. It's like a full story. We've got in the seventh house of relationships and partnerships, King of Pentacles. This is reaping the rewards of very hard labor. The King of Pentacles has worked extremely hard to get to his throne. In the image of the card, there's grapevines all around him, which are very difficult to grow.
Which are
And
very difficult.
I just heard my voice come back to myself. I don't know if you heard that, Fran. But then the pentacles also represent stability and resourcing. So this is representative of a person who's very stable, earthy, maybe a Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo that could be helping ground you in a very attractive way. So the King of Pentacles is full of abundance and alluring, and that could just be what you're looking for. He could also represent you. So let's see what the clarifier says.
What's coming in for you? Oh, beautiful. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So this
Huh.
is full steam ahead in this relationship that's coming in for you, or if something's just started, it's absolutely got legs. It's got wheels, in fact. So a change in your fortune for the better, abundance in this relationship. So really in life, we are in relationship to everything. So there's this forward movement and a positive change in your fortunes, in your relationship to everything. So really exciting.
Mm. Yeah, it sounds like this relationship, wherever it's going, is very grounded and connected in lots of different ways in your life. In the ninth house, are we going one, two, three, four, five, six, eighth house? Sorry, transformation. This is the Six of Swords. This boat is carving through the waters that are calm and rocky. And this is a guide. So someone could be guiding you through to a newer place, a path that's different. We don't know where they're going, but it's hoping for the better. And this, in this placement as well of the eighth house, Scorpio of your house, where are you kind of tapping into that deep transformative energy that could lead you to a different place? And maybe you're longing to cross to different shores. I'm wondering where that's coming up, and maybe the clarifier will say,
You have the death card. Do not be alarmed, score. You have the death card in your eighth house. So the death card is really what the eighth house of transformation is all about. It's about death and rebirth. So I do get a sense that you're going through a transformation, a death and a rebirth, a regeneration, and not in a way that's in any way sort of labored or painful or difficult or frightening. I feel like you're really equipped to go through these changes. So yeah, change is everywhere for you. So for you, Scorp, the only constant is change. So big positive changes coming in for you, and I would say big positive changes already happening for you right now. So and look out for them.
yeah. And Scorpio, you're showing up as yourself in the eighth house, like in your own house. This is like you're in your element. You are craving this change. It's so exciting. It's so enriching. So I have full faith that you're enjoying this time in whatever way that emerges. So in the ninth house, we have the Six of Cups, and that's the card of nostalgia. It's the card of someone from the past coming in for you, not like an ex, but like some kind of memory or something beautiful that's emerging, and maybe like a deja vu. I feel like that's in here somewhere, and in the ninth house of higher thinking and like not spiritual faith, but philosophy and beliefs. Maybe the secret door to that is looking into your past, the happy memories, the things that remind you of who you are and connect you to your identity. So let's see that clarifier, Fran.
Okay, you have the hanged man. Let's let him
Oh,
hang. There
yeah.
you go. So So the hangman is hanging out in your ninth house of higher mind, of expansion. And you've already got the soulmate card in there. So I get the sense that somebody's coming in for you and being in your ninth house of higher mind, that there's going to be a real meeting of the minds. And the hanged man is a card of surrender, of letting go, of new perspective. So lots of growth, lots of insights, lots of aha moments coming in for you, Scorp. Really lovely.
Cool. And in the 10th house, we have another 10, 10 of wands. 10th house being career, reputation, and status. And I see in this card, he's bringing in the harvest. He's almost there. He's thinking about giving up, and it's just reminding you, don't give up. You've come this far. It's always like, when you're very close to the finish and you're just like completing an artwork or completing a project, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. It's always in those like closer steps to finish that those thoughts will pop into your head. So just persevere, stay with it, and then you'll be bringing that harvest home. The other way I look at this card is that it's kind of like resting his head in the bosom of this ideal that doesn't exist. It's just made of sticks. Where are you kind of almost like resting your, I don't know what the expression is, but like hanging your, do you know what I'm trying to say, friend? Like hanging something up on something that doesn't exist. And maybe you can let it
Mm.
go. And look at it for what it is. Like, look between those sticks and see where you're actually headed. This is not the end destination. You've got a bit further to go. So let's see what the clarify says too.
Lovely, Em. So beautiful card. You've got a repeating
Oh,
card here. You have the
okay.
King of Pentacles. So again, this abundance in your 10th house of your contribution to the world, your career, your reputation, your public face. So great
Mm,
abundance coming in for you around career score, like advances, the fruits of your labor. So as Em was saying, your harvest is coming in. So I think look up from that harvest because his face is buried in those sticks. So look up and you're going to see this abundance. You might just need to take a breath, do a reset, and that could
mm,
be just the little nanosecond that allows all of this abundance to come through for you. So
mm,
take a pause, and yeah, step into that bigger perspective. Because sometimes I think what happens, Scorp, is there's all of this good stuff around you, but you're perhaps not taking it in and really, really enjoying it. And when we do take it in and really enjoy it, it gives the message to the universe that we want more of the same. So,
mm.
really lovely abundance coming in for you, Scorp.
Yeah, and I'm having an inspiration moment as well as you're talking, Fran, around the King of Pentacles that originally it emerged in the seventh house of partnership. And what I'm really getting a strong sense of in the 10th house is um, do not underestimate the power of good mentorship. So maybe there is someone that you need to look up to and take on in terms of advice or leading by example to help you see past that feeling of defeatedness or feeling like this is too hard, I can't keep going. Um, and it's probably someone really stable and earthy and they're kind of they've got what you want. So I think it would be good to look to that as well. So that was the 10th house. In the 11th house of wishes and connections, friendships, you've got the Five of Cups. And even though this looks very depressing, I see this card as really wholesome because it's grief, and grief is so important. Perhaps this is connecting to something around sadness in friendships or sadness of unfulfilled dreams. And what this figure is doing is he's kind of looking on over something that's no longer serving him. It could be related to addiction, it could be related to a habit that's no longer helping, and he's craving the dopamine that it used to give him. But behind him are these two other cups that are fulfilling and ready to go. So when he has completed most of his the grief phase, he can turn around and look on, oh, there's all this other stuff that's there for me. So in that 11th house, it's about, yeah, there's still more to the dream that hasn't been totally quashed. And I wonder what that's going to be like in the clarifier.
Mm. Age of Swords, so curiosity. It suggests that awakening your curiosity in your 11th house of hopes and wishes, friendships and groups is really the answer. Just being curious, just being playful, answering the call. So
Mm.
perhaps being a little willing to learn from past disappointments as well as not letting them define you and letting them go and opening up to the spirit of curiosity and playfulness. And there's no wrong answer. You know, Scorpios, you can be a little intense, and that can be perhaps very much about invested in the outcome. And what the Page of Swords is just going, whatever outcome happens, let's just be playful and curious about it, you know, an
Mm,
unexpected outcome. So rather than polarized right, wrong, good, bad, just a spirit of freedom. And I think the wishes of the 11th house will then come through in this spirit of creativity. You'll be able to manifest those wishes, those deeply held desires. So really nice for you, Scorp.
I love that. And Fran, we have every page in this reading. So it's a very strong message of time to lighten up and play. It's okay to be curious. In the 12th house, the last house, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is so stable. He's also got this Aries energy. He knows what he's doing. He's playing his cards right. He's ready for war. And in the 12th house, this is transformation. It's also about the mystery, it's the unknown, something hidden that might need to come forward. And this Emperor energy is saying to you, don't worry about taking charge. You can be assertive. Maybe it's about channeling all that playful energy into something that will deeply transform you, Scorpio. What's the clarifying card there, Fran?
We've got one that wants to jump out. Oh, okay, beautiful. So in your 12th house, you have the Two of Cups. Really lovely.
Mm.
So this relationship, this soulmate relationship and relationship with higher self in your 12th house of spirituality, you're not the only person to have this placement, Scorpio. And it strongly suggests to me that that house of spirituality, the 12th house, is asking you to really call on your higher self and enter into relationship with higher self. And that will bring about a deepening and a richness to your spirituality that's going to really support everything that the reading is suggesting is available to you. And was saying we've got all the pages represented here. So this is really a reading about new beginnings for you, Scorp. So
Mm.
fresh start, exciting, plenty of abundance, some love, some good loving in there. So really enjoy it, Scorp.
Yeah. Thanks for reading with us, Scorpio, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.